Aaron Rodgers says he only has 120 minutes left in him. Of course, saving 60 minutes for the Super Bowl. Now, someone asked, really? 120 minutes specifically? He said, yep, I sure hope we don't go into overtime. Reporting live from Seattle, I'm Lauren Magiera, Newsline 9 Sports. They're on the brink of breaking fire code. There's hundreds of people outside in line just waiting to get in. They announced, hey, we're not letting anyone in. It's one in, one out. No one's leaving. They're standing in the rain with just the hope that they can get in. Now, there have been a lot of changes between this Packers and Seahawks team since that Week 1 loss. One of the major differences is the run game and the run defense. It was really what brought on the loss back when, and the Packers say it's what's going to help in their efforts to pull up the victory on Sunday. Now, Packers running back Eddie Lacy.
Did you ever imagine he'd be this productive?
You know, Brandon, when he was leaving the Chicago Bears, he did seem like he was a little bit tired. He's 34. He's been in the NFL for 14 years. Everyone doubted him a little bit. He almost seemed washed up. But it seemed like coming to the Packers, it gave him new life. He seems like he's a brand new player in the NFL. And, he's really been able to be effective and aggressive. And he's a force to be reckoned with. Now, that amount of noise isn't just on game day. The fans are very in-your-face, go Hawks, all the time. Now, I'm a very loud person myself, so coming from a personal level, I'm really excited to hear the thunder that those fans can bring at CenturyLink Field. Reporting live from Seattle, I'm Lauren Magiera, Newsline 9 Sports.
So, basically what you're telling me, Lauren, is after tomorrow you will not have your voice.
Well, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but I've been doing a lot of talking since we've started our Packers coverage here in Seattle, and I can only imagine with the amount of noise, I'll be trying to talk over people tomorrow. I might not have a voice when I come back to Wausau.
Well,
Yes.
You do a lot of talking in Wausau, too, so it's not specific.
This is true. This is very true, coming from a guy I share an office with.
All right, thanks a lot, Lauren. We appreciate it. Have fun at the game tomorrow.
Yeah, Brandon, they're just starting to turn the lights off here at CenturyLink Field. Now, I spoke with multiple players after the game, and they're all in agreement. I talked with rookies, veterans, offense, defense, special teams, all saying they're devastated because they did not finish this game. The Green Bay Packers established the fast start they talked about all week, heading into halftime with a 16-point lead and clearly holding the momentum as Russell Wilson only had 2 complete passes for 12 yards and 2 interceptions.
Obviously, when you're up like that and you get the ball back, you want to put your foot on the gas and end the game. And we had multiple opportunities and we didn't cash in them.
A decent second half went down the drain for the Packers after a Seahawks touchdown. They have to go for the onside kick. Tight end Brandon Bostic's job was to block, but instead went for the catch, and he missed. The Hawks go on to score another touchdown, get the 2-point conversion to tie the game, and force overtime.
We were sitting out on the sidelines, too. We know it's going to be momentum swings. We know it's going to be a roller coaster ride. We know things were going to happen. We never, for a second, didn't believe that we were going to win the game.
I expected to win the game. We were in position to win the game. And but that's football. We had opportunities to get that thing done, and we came up a little short.
The Packers discover that rock bottom has a basement. In overtime, it takes Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks 3:19 to score the sudden death, game-winning touchdown and move on to the Super Bowl.
I'm at a loss for words, to be so close, to be right here and see everything that you've worked your butt off for to get to this point and might be able to capitalize on your opportunity. Your opportunities come few and far between, and we didn't get done what we needed to get done.
Now, Lauren, there were several big moments in that fourth quarter, the 2-point conversion, the onside kick. In your mind, what was the moment where this game shifted and the Seahawks took control?
Brandon, it's difficult to point fingers, and the Packers say they certainly do not point fingers at each other. They win together, they lose together. But, I have to say, Brandon Bostic, he did not do his job. This team preaches all the time, do your job and everything will fall into place. He did not. He was supposed to block on that onside kick. He reached out, tried to catch the ball, didn't catch it. Seahawks recovered. They go to score a touchdown, 2-point conversion. The game's tied up. I have to say, that was the pivotal moment where it was sort of the beginning of the end.
Wouldn't it be nice if adults were allowed a recess during the day or were given a designated area to let out some steam? Well, I found that place in Rome, Wisconsin. On this week's Outdoors with Lauren, I bring you a story about a playground of sorts to let loose on, no matter what your age is.
Syracuse recreational area has 12 miles of trails, 2 motocross tracks open for motorcycles and all-terrain vehicles for riding.
This is a very family-oriented park. We will have families come in. You can purchase passes, family passes. People will come in, mom and dad and 2 or 3 kids, they'll be out here.
John Sonnenberg was giving me the park details, but all I could hear was it was playtime, and I couldn't wait to let my hair fly and have some fun. Apparently, I'm not the only one.
Our riders are chomping at the bit to get out here. They would have liked us to have opened with all the snow out on the track. However, we have to make sure the facility is safe to ride. Our ridership is up. People are happy. They're out in the mud and they're playing a lot.
Syracuse recreational area has 334 acres of all different kinds of terrain, but I like the muddy kind.
It truly has riding opportunities for all skill levels. If you like mud, it's here. If you like sand, it's here. If you like rocks, it's here. It truly has something for everybody.
So if you're searching for that inner child in you that needs a recess, there's nothing like getting a bit of dirt on your face to feel recharged again.
Green Bay is a testament to players who come from the first round in the draft all the way to undrafted free agents. But the Packers have one bottom line. If you can play, they'll find a spot for you.
In his second year with the Packers, Jaron Elliott has gained the nickname Shakespeare from his teammates because he makes so many plays.
Intercepted by Jaron Elliott!
A fitting nickname for the guy who made 2 game-changing plays against the Seattle Seahawks and followed that up with his first career sack against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh my goodness! Jaron Elliott!
I kind of saw Jamal Charles and DeAnthony Thomas in the backfield, and I knew something was up because they're not in there to block, so I kind of thought it was a screen or something. Alex Smith kind of just ran into my arms.
Opportunities didn't always just run into his arms. Elliott grew up in a rough part of Cleveland and slowly started to succumb to the difficult conditions he was raised in.
I was very immature as a youngster. I wasn't no bad kid. I wasn't into the streets and all that, but I didn't really have nobody pushing me to do anything.
The push he needed would come from his high school football coach, Ted Ginn Sr., a man who cares more about the X's and O's of life than football.
Coach Ginn was always there for me. Like, he always made sure I was doing everything the right way and becoming a man.
Coach Ginn continued to mentor Jaron, helping him realize his potential in the classroom and on the field. The result, a Division I scholarship.
It was bigger than football with him. He cared about you more than anything. All I could do is thank him for that.
Jaron carried his newfound direction to the University of Toledo, where he played defensive end. His true ability went largely unnoticed until a position change to outside linebacker his senior year.
That was all thanks to the defense coordinator and his scheme. He kind of let me go out there and kind of mimic Clay Matthews a little bit. Those guys put me in great situations to be successful.
Despite putting up strong numbers his senior season and receiving All-MAC honors, Jaron went undrafted.
It kind of hurt. I cried that day. The 7th-round pass, and I didn't get drafted.
Signed by the Packers as a free agent in 2014, Jaron admits he had a bit of an edge when he came to Green Bay, prepared to prove those who had passed on him they were wrong. His impressive performance on special teams and defense has solidified his spot on the roster. A hard-fought battle, but veterans say he's earned it.
He's the kind of guy you pull for because I think he does things the right way. Like, you realize he had a great opportunity, he made the most of it.
It's great to see him develop. He does everything right in the meetings, on the field. He listens and takes coaching, so it's great to see him get rewarded for it.
Even though Jaron entered the league through the back door as an undrafted free agent, he wouldn't change a thing.
In my mind right now, I'm not supposed to be here, so everything I get right now is just a bonus, and I just try to go out there, work hard, and try to get these guys another ring because the fans here are crazy and they love it.
I asked Jaron what sparked his recent success this season, and he told me it was just luck. But he followed that up with, he thinks the harder you work, the more luck you have.
It's about 20 degrees below zero as we're standing here on the frozen Sheena River in Fairbanks. We're standing at the start line of the Yukon Quest where 24 mushers and their sled dog teams begin their 1,000-mile trek to Whitehorse. Frosty dog whiskers and icy musher beards didn't seem to bother anyone today.
This is just about right. If anything, it's a little too warm.
22 below is fine by me. I'm from Tokes, so I'm used to 40 below. So this ain't bad at all.
The focus was all on the trail ahead and how to approach the first stretch.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
You don't want to really try to get off and be the leader going this way. You know, you're not going to really break away from the main throng of teams. So just going to, play by the dogs and not be pushing it and make my move when I make my move. But it's not going to be for a few days, that's for sure.
Four-time champion Lance Mackey mentioned that he had a few new faces with him this year.
I'm a little unconfident in my team at this point because I have a bunch of new dogs. We're kind of like a circus. My team is barking at one another going down the trail, and they're picking up booties, and they're watching the birds, and they're very boisterous and very enthusiastic about what they do. But and that comes with the inexperience and the age of them.
Veteran Sebastian Schnuller dropped out of the race, but was still there in support.
Just take some time off, kind of like been there, done that. If you would win this thing and get $80,000 and could make a living, yeah. But to just break even or lose money, you can't build on that.
The 2009 champion says that today is different than any other start.
This morning I had a casual breakfast, no rush. I was like, oh yeah, for 10 minutes later, who cares?
Moments before the start, there was an overall feeling of confidence.
Not much sleep last night. You're always a little bit pumped up before the race starts. But now that it's happening, I'm ready to rock and roll.
I'm as calm as I've ever been. I'm more prepared than I've ever been at this point.
A lot of different dynamics playing factors into this year's race. Lance Mackey with his rookie team who's never seen this trail, and UNEF with his veteran team. Also, don't forget Mother Nature also plays a huge factor in this race. At this point, mushers are looking into getting into mile 101 in Central late tonight and early tomorrow morning. I'm Lauren Magiera, Channel 2 Sports.